Well, hello there, everybody out there in Grommet Live Land. I'm very excited to be here today. Hard to believe, but I did start last night. I was up till the wee hours on my computer doing my online shopping, which is never as much fun. And so I'm really excited for this weekend. I'm planning to do some real Christmas shopping. So I would be curious to know how you guys are doing on your Christmas shopping. Hopefully Grommet is helping you. I mean, even if I wasn't hosting Grommet Live, I've been such a groupie of Grommet since they started years ago, because Grommet is the place where you can find those very clever, very unique, sort of outside of the box gifts. And if you have people that are even just a little bit difficult to shop for in your life, whether they are kids all the way up to grandparents, Grommet is so incredibly helpful. And probably what I love the most about gifting Grommet products is that every single one of them has some kind of a story behind them. And that's why hosting Grommet Live is so near and dear to my heart, is because I feel so blessed and so honored that I get to tell the stories of all of these inventors and makers who create these incredible products. And Greg and I both love that we have this opportunity to tell these stories, but then through Grommet Live and all of these awesome social media platforms, we are also able to really amplify them, because if we can get that algorithm going, it's kind of incredible what can happen. But I have to say, before we get started, as you know, this is all about stocking stuffers, which is my favorite thing in the world. I've said it on the other shows. I shop for stocking stuffers 365 days a year. I just think they are so fun. My favorite part of Christmas growing up was opening those stockings and seeing what kind of clever, fun, unique little items Santa had for me. And so the fact that I get to now sift through Grommet and find the best of the best and present them to all of you guys is just awesome. So that's super fun. So much fun that for the very first time, we are doing 3 shows all about the same subject. And yes, you guessed it, that is stocking stuffers. So the very first one we did was great and super. It was a very popular episode, I have to say. And the second one was, I think it was the most popular episode we've ever had. And that was the stocking stuffers for her by her. So that was celebrating the women-owned businesses, the female founders of Grommet. And that was wildly popular. In fact, in case you missed it, we are replaying it tonight because we had so many requests for that. So 6 o'clock tonight on the West Coast and 9 o'clock on the East Coast, if anybody wants to tune in for that one. And then this is our third and final installment, but I saved many of the very best for this show. So thank you guys for tuning in, and you are in for a treat, because a few of them are even product of the week winners. So these are some very, very popular Grommet items among the shoppers. So I am about to make your stocking stuffer shopping very, very easy. So get your pencils out and your little checklists, because we are checking some stocking stuffers off your list today. And I have to say that on Thursdays, we find out who the product of the week winner is from the week before. So on Grommet, it is all about product of the week. When we launch new products, which every week we launch about 15 to 20 brand new products by independent inventors and smaller makers, and they vie to be crowned product of the week, and that's determined by all of you, by the Grommet shoppers. So this show is actually really important to that, because you'll see as I start to talk about these stocking stuffers that you're going to be able to vote. And so there'll be a QR code next to each one, and you can vote for them. And when you vote for a product, you automatically will get a 20% discount on that product if you decide to buy it. So super win-win. And I bring all of that up because I found out today that a product I featured last night was the product of the week winner. And last night, there was 2 that were just neck and neck. And I woke up this morning dying to know who won. And I kind of have to say I was not surprised, because I have fallen in love with this. I'm sort of addicted to it. It's kind of scary. This is called the Body Scratcher. So congratulations to Ryan, who invented the Body Scratcher. And I love the story because he invented it. He used to use a palm comb. I'm curious if anybody used palm combs to brush their hair. I actually hadn't even heard of it, but I'm sure you men know what it is. And when he was brushing his hair with that palm comb, one time he brushed it and he went too far, and he sort of scratched the back of his neck. And that felt so good to him that he'd want to do it more, but he couldn't reach. So then he attached a handle to it and started using that to get that great feeling, and just decided, wow, I need to make one of these because I've never had a back scratcher feel so good. So he went to work and started prototyping and sharing it with his pals, his buddies, and they all loved it and said, I want one. You got to make these things. And so he did. He is now on his 4th iteration of it. It's been so popular. He just keeps sort of souping it up each time. I found out about it very last minute, and so I couldn't get the sample in time for the show last night. So I quickly ordered one from Amazon, and it showed up. And while it is technically a body scratcher, it is not the Grommet body scratcher. So that just was more kind of proof to me that Grommet, they always have the best of the best, sort of the, you know, the latest release, if you will. And so I'm going to show it to you just real quick, and I'll tell you the difference between this one and the real deal that's on the Grommet. So definitely you want to get that from Grommet. But basically what it is, it's so simple, but he's got 2 different heads for it. This one is kind of a rubbery, it's kind of a softer one, and this one is much more coarse. So when you want to really scratch an itch, that's the one you're going to want to put on, and you just pop it out like that and put this on, and oh my God, you one try and you will have to own this, and you will want to get one for everybody. And so I typically don't even talk about the product of the week winner on this show, but I think it is such a great stocking stuffer that I couldn't help but mention it. So if you, I mean, I always love putting things like this. Like I did this funky little sports massage tool last year, things like this in stockings. And so I thought this is so great, just kind of sticking out at the top of the stocking, and who wouldn't love it? Men, women, old, young, you name it. So had to give Ryan a little plug and a huge congratulations for winning. And speaking of winning, I am going to let you guys know that even though this is the first time we're doing our daytime show in such a long time, it is no different than the nighttime shows. We are still doing our awesome, awesome giveaways. So if you are not familiar, if you are new to Grommet, we do 2 giveaways on every Grommet Live show. And so we are going to be giving away products that you're going to be seeing today on this show. So about halfway through, 3 products in, I am going to pick my pick of the show, and somebody who entered right there is going to be the winner. So you're going to to enter, all you have to do is take your phone out, click that, and you enter really quickly there. There is no purchase necessary, no strings attached at all. It's just Grommet saying thank you for supporting the makers. Thank you for being here live with us. And I hope you win. But to better your chances, and because you are here live with us, we are giving you a second chance. And so to get that second chance, 2 words tonight in the chat. So we always love to get that chat going because it really makes a difference in the algorithm. So that means that these makers products can get seen by more and more people. So obviously super, super important to the makers. So let's start that chat going we want to give you that second chance, to basically a chance to double your chances of winning these 2 giveaways. All you have to do is inside the chat, put the words stocking stuffers. That's it. And Jen, our producer, is paying attention, and she is going to go ahead and give you that second entry as soon as she sees the word stocking stuffers. So have at it. Okay, guys, we have 7 amazing stocking stuffers. So we are going to get right into it with my first one. This was also a product of the week winner. And what's super fun is that Greg and I get to have the product of the week winners on with us live. And we do that on certain shows, and we do it at the end of the show where they come on and we get to ask them about their journey in developing their product. And so this was developed by a gentleman named Nick Barrett, and boy, is Nick just having a heyday with this product. I mean, it shot to the top very quickly on Grommet, and I kind of did a little research around the whole e-commerce landscape to see how this product is doing. Holy moly, he is absolutely killing it with this product, and you're about to see why. I know you're going to relate to the problem. I don't think there is a person on the planet that cannot relate to this problem. Even my mom, who is 83 years old and not very techie anymore, she even has this problem. And so what the product is, it's this little guy right here, or girl. So pretty simple looking. It's made out of a very kind of premium silicone. You can tell that it's quite bendable, but the magic is what's inside of this. And so inside of that silicone is a nicely weighted steel. And so the problem that Nick was having when he came up with his light bulb moment was he would lay himself in bed at night and he would want to plug his phone in to charge it while he was sleeping, and the cord would always fall down on the ground and he'd have to get out of bed and go get it again. And he just, every night that happened. And so he said, there's just got to be a better way. I'm going to invent something. And it started with, you know what, I need to go get a brick and put the brick on my nightstand, and then I'll just put the cords under that brick at night and then it won't fall. Smart, right? And so that is the reason why this is called cord brick. So that was the beginning of it. And then, of course, as inventors do, he kept making it better and better and finding different ways to, sort of enhance what was already amazing about it. And so, believe it or not, this is actually an 8-in-1 little cord organizer. I think of it as like you could have these in all different places around your house, and it's like having your own little charging station, because there's so many that could fit in here and so many different things that can fit in here. One of the things I love, I'm going to show you a video because it's going to give you a good feel right off the bat for different ways that you would be able to use it. But if ever there was a great stocking stuffer, you cannot go wrong with this. No matter the age, no matter the sex, no matter how techie or not techie, they're going to love this, and it is going to absolutely solve the problem for them. So take a peek. So there's the problem, as I'm sure you all can relate. And there it is, not falling off the countertop at all. And I love that in addition to just holding the cords in place, it also shortens the cords. I also love that. You can put your headphones in it and keeps them, because I always lose one headphone, notorious. That shot right there, I wanted to include because, and we may watch that again shortly, but where he picked it up at the end, because that shows how strong the hold is when you have a cord inside of there. So this has a weight to it, and you could hold it up and it's not going anywhere. Whereas any other cord organizer like that I have ever seen, and I never see anyone quite like this, but it's going to slip right through. So he really wanted to show how strong that can be. Now, let me show you a couple other pictures that might explain it a little bit better as well. So here's just, a nightstand in general. And I think this is great because it just shows all the different kinds of cords. You've got your Apple Watch charger there, your phone charger, your USB, your USB-C. And then another picture I wanted to show, I'm hoping I have it. Let's see. This one is a good one too. This is in a car. And this for me is a real issue, is the cords going around the car. And, I'm always trying to pull it for the back seat, and just makes a mess. And so to be able to wrap it up like that, and you're basically shortening the cord, because doesn't it seem like there's always this excess cord? So you're getting rid of that excess cord. It's just being wrapped around there. And so you can secure it at just the right spot. So you have exactly the amount of cord that you need to charge your phone without all that excess. And that also got me thinking about travel, because I do travel so much, and I've got all the tangled cords everywhere and trying to untangle them, and my tangled headphones and all of that. To have this with you and to be able to wrap those around there and then secure them in the little slots is just, I don't know how I lived without this before. Let's see. I love that. I'm always tangling my wires in my backpack. Yes, you should see my tote bag. Definitely relate to that. And Sherry is on. Good to see you again, Sherry. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, second chance to win. Type the word, Jen is reminding us, stocking stuffers in the chat for a second chance or a second entry. So I think this is so brilliant. It's so well done. I just love that there's no adhesive to it. There's no nothing. It is a self-contained little charging station that organizes your cords, keeps everything tangle free, and just makes your life so much easier. It's so smart. And it comes in so many fun colors, which makes it even a more fun stocking stuffer. So check those out there. I don't know which one's my favorite. I'd be curious what you guys, do you have a favorite of those? I mean, for Christmas, I might be partial to the green or the white, but I think, I love my pink, but If I didn't have my pink, I think I'd go with the aqua. I really like that aqua. That's kind of a hot color right now. I'm noticing that. The other thing is it also acts as a phone stand. I don't know if I have a shot of that. I don't think I do have a shot of that. But basically what you do, and I'll take my phone out of its big giant case to show you, but you can just slide it right in here and it's going to hold your phone up just like that. Or if you want to hold it up that way, you can do that too. And then again, you can put your earbuds in, show you that, in these little slots right here. So like I said, for some, because you know why I lose one every time? Because half the time I only have one in and then I can't find the other one when I need it. So instead, this is my little station where I can just keep them and always know that they're going to be there when I need them, especially when I'm traveling. So it is such a brilliant, such a simple, simple product. And Jen, let's see that QR code. There it is. My fault. Covering the QR code. So this is 19 with the Grommet discount. So it's typically $25. And let me tell you, he cannot keep these in stock. At first glance, like it looks like just a rubber kind of thing. And you're thinking $25. But when you hold it and when you try it and you see how well this works, it is worth every single penny for the amount of time and frustration that we go through with our tech cords. This solves it and could not be a better stocking stuffer. So grab that QR code. You can just do the QR code if you just want to give them an upvote just to say you love the product, and then you'll have it. And if you're someone who purchases multiple stocking stuffers, the great thing is you can get that 20% off on all of them if you buy them at one time. So keep that in mind, because I know with stocking stuffers, people are buying multiples so many times. So again, the colors are so much fun. I'm going to pop those up one more time. And just so many uses for it. I love this. It is no surprise how well he's doing. They were just recently featured on the Today Show. They were on Good Morning America. There was a write-up on him in Forbes magazine. It just goes on. And it's so cool to see because he is such a fun, he's a young entrepreneur who's just killing it. And I love seeing that. I think, in fact, another award he just won, he was voted, this had to be a fun award to get. He was voted coolest product of the year at, oh God, what does it stand for? NRF. I think it's the National Retail Federation, something. Someone will know in there. We've got Tim Montgomery in the house. Welcome, Tim. And he just doubled his chances of winning that giveaway. So we got some competition going for that. Let's see. Okay, with that, we're going to move on to the next product because we are going to do that giveaway after the third product and then another one at the very end. Forgot to mention that the one at the end we are going to do is going to be sort of a trivia question. And by trivia, what I mean is trivia about something we're talking about on the show, and you don't know what it is, obviously. The only way to win is to be paying close attention. And at the end of the show, I'm going to ask you guys a question about something I talked about. And the first person to chime in with the correct answer is going to win the second giveaway. So pay attention and stay till the end, and it just might be you. I just might be doing some stocking stuffer shopping for you tonight. Yes, because it is 6 o'clock or after 6 now on the East Coast. So I hope you 6 o'clockers have grabbed a glass of wine or a beer or something fun or whatever your beverage of choice is and are relaxing after work. And I actually love this time for that reason. Okay, guys, we are on to, I don't even know how to describe how much I love this product. I actually had seen it on Grommet, but I didn't pay a ton of attention to it when I first saw it because I feel like I had seen things kind of like this before, and so I kind of understood already what it did. So I didn't like really click on it and learn everything there was to learn on it. Well, shame on me because I have discovered that this product is the coolest thing. Maybe this should win the coolest invention of the year. I don't know. But in addition to it being very cool and very useful and very practical, it is also, in my opinion, kind of a work of art. It's so beautifully done. It was created by a gentleman named Brad. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce the last name right, but it's Brad Sliger or Sliger, something, or Gur. And I'm going to show it to you right now. And I'm just certain that the camera is not doing it justice because I know I told you it's like a work of art. It is so, I mean, the craftsmanship on this, the engineering on this, the amount of things this little key, and I mean, home run on the name of the product. It's called a geek key, Geekey. Very clever. This is another one, you guys. This is, I mean, I do my little research, and on one of those larger websites, it's got over 6,000 five-star reviews. Literally 5,000. I cannot imagine a person on the planet buying this and returning it. This is actually a 16-in-1 multi-tool that is the size of a key. And so as you're seeing there, it fits right on your keychain. And who would think that you could do 16 different things with this? So what does this guy do? And it's funny how they say, you know, just like Cord Brick said, it's 8-in-1, and he says 16-in-1. I have a feeling this is one of those that's probably more like 25-in-1, that you just keep thinking of ideas because there's so many little grooves and just different kinds of things that you could do things with. But what it's more known for being is it is a wrench, it is a ruler, it is, if you're someone who rides a bike, it has a bike spoke key, it's a lid opener, it is a wire stripper, it is a bit driver. So those are all very handyman terms that I don't necessarily know what they are, but I know what they are when I look at them, when I see them. So let's take a peek at some of the pictures. And there it is in action. You're seeing it as a screwdriver right over there, the last one over there. And then you're seeing it just opening up a paint can and all kinds of lids that it can open. So it's got kind of that shimmy to it to be able to do that. And then here you are seeing it as a socket wrench and a bottle opener. So clever. You're seeing the ruler there as well. And the tip of it is even for scoring like glass or anything that you need to score before you cut, which I thought was super, super clever. And let's see, how many more did I get? Well, let me show you. Well, let me show you just kind of up close. I'm trying to show it to you, but I know it's not looking as gorgeous as it can and in a picture. So when I say, I mean, it's like a piece of jewelry in and of itself almost, like every little detail. And it's so heavy duty, like this is like definitely a multi-tool for life. This is not ever going to wear out on you. I can tell you that. Your only problem would be if you lost it, but if you have it on your keychain, you won't even lose it. So here's a little video that shows it in action, only just a couple things that it does. Nice little Phillips head screwdriver there. And I actually really like that use because I have so many products coming to my door every day that I'm always opening the boxes, and it's very difficult. So I'm going to use mine for that for sure. Anyway, I just think that, in fact, he won, not Coolest Innovation, he won Hot New Next Product of the Year. So I guess that was quite a win for him. So congratulations to Brad, who I am seeing is inside the chat. Brad, you are amazing. You hit this out of the park. And I have to tell you a funny story, and I'm certain he's not watching, so I can tell this story. My dad, the running joke in my family is about my dad and his key, because my dad's an architect and he's very handy. And every time if we were buying a house, or maybe I'm thinking about getting a bike or anything, he wants to always inspect and make sure it's, good enough. And wherever he goes, he brings this key, not this key, he brings a key, a normal key. And he just starts poking and prodding and trying to like dig holes in things to see, what the quality level is of it. And he's just notorious for his key. So I think it is time for him to get a geek key that actually has true functionality to it, rather than just poking and prodding and trying to tell me what I shouldn't get because it's not good quality. So this geek key is going to have a very good home after Christmas. That's for sure. It's going to go to great use. He is going to absolutely love it. Let's see, any details that I am forgetting here? Well, I love the tagline. Let me just say that. You have a few taglines that I think are very clever, but that it's basically a full toolbox, a complete comprehensive toolbox in one key, because that really does sum it up so, so well. And he's got some, it's, as you're seeing there with the Grommet discount, it goes down to just under $23 for the one key. But I did some digging around on his website and I found that he's got some kind of amazing deals going right now that I wanted to share with you guys. Brad, I hope that's okay. And that is that if you purchase 3, and so if you are someone who is getting multiple stocking stuffers, or maybe you want one for yourself and you want to give these as gifts to people, whatever the situation, if you were to purchase 3 of them, the price goes down to just about $15 per key. So you're saving about $7 a key by buying 3 instead of 1. And then if you were to purchase 5, it goes down to $14. And then if you were to purchase 7, it goes down to $13. So $10 off per key. So that is a pretty big win if you are someone that is buying multiples. And this is another one, I say this on every show because many of these products are. This is one of those where you could buy a lot of them and put them in a drawer or in your gifting cabinet if you have one of those, or closet. And this is a gift in a pinch for so many people, because so many people will have a need for this. And it's kind of one of those you can't go wrong with it because there's so many uses for it. 16 uses to be exact, but Brad, I have to believe it's more than 16. I'm going out on a limb with that one. But congratulations again on a phenomenal product. Just so beautifully designed, so perfectly executed. Really, really. When you guys get it, and I know some of you will for sure, when you get it and you feel it in your hand, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really, really great. And yes, keys can be so expensive. Very, very true. Okay, guys, we are moving on to product number 3. And Greg and I featured this product not too long ago. I loved it at the time. And I think I even said on that particular show that we got to get this on Stocking Stuffer Show, because I'm a fan of socks. Let's just say that. And socks is another one of those things that I love to put in stockings. And these are not at all just any socks. And so I hate to even, I feel like I'm downgrading it by saying that. These socks are truly incredible and life-changing for some people. They are very therapeutic type of socks. They're called Neuro socks. And I'm going to hold it up here, right here. And they look kind of funny, right? These are 5-toe socks. And I was remembering back when I was a teenager, just a couple of years ago. And the toe socks used to be kind of a big deal. And I have to ask Jen, our producer, did you ever wear those? And each toe was a different color, so the rainbow toe socks. So this reminded me of that, and I haven't worn them in a couple of years since I was a teenager. So I was excited to see them, and I was just thinking they're just fun, and they have a grip on the bottom. She's telling me she was too cool for toe socks. How about that? Jen, you were not cool enough. The cool people wore the toe socks. Just saying. Okay, so back to the very cool Neuro socks. So it was just a fashion thing, and it was just fun. And in fact, I think I did get some in my stocking. In fact, I'm sure I did get some in my stocking. And but so when I got these, I was just thinking it's like that. And then I came to learn more about these, and they are 5-toe. They are the grip, kind of the basic, but it goes so far beyond that. And I got to learn that the purpose of therapeutic 5-toe socks is that the idea is that it aligns your toes. Something I never knew is that the number one cause of foot pain, and I know millions upon millions upon millions of people experience foot pain, whether you have plantar fasciitis or bunions, which I may or may not have ever had, or hammer toe, which I have to be honest, I'm not even sure what hammer toe is, but I can imagine that it's painful. But even athlete's foot, any kind of foot pain that you experience, almost always it's because of either having crooked toes or having toes that overlap. And that didn't dawn on me. The bunion part, it did dawn on me because I know from wearing heels and wearing shoes that kind of have the pointy toe, your toes are scrunched together, and that causes that. So that got me thinking, of course, that makes sense. And so the idea of these socks is that it perfectly separates your toes exactly how they were intended to be aligned. And by wearing socks like this, There's a lot more built into it than just that, but you are aligning your feet and you are relieving the causes of the pain that you might be having. And the person who invented this is Donna, and I think I can't remember why, but she wanted to be here in the chat and she couldn't at the last second. So I'm representing Donna, and she was someone that had a neuromuscular issue, a major one, that was causing drop foot. It was causing even paralysis of her lower extremities. And it was a big deal, and nothing that she could do would help. And she started doing Pilates, which I'm a major fan of Pilates. And when she was doing Pilates, she discovered she saw somebody else wearing the 5-toe socks and inquired about them. And when she heard what she heard, she went and got a pair. And evidently, they were life-changing for Donna. That over time, it was truly the socks that ended up basically one by one alleviating all of the different issues that she was having. And when she went to her doctor and she explained that to the doctor, he started endorsing them and recommending them to all his patients. And it's just gone on. And the company NeuroSocks is doing so well. And I'm so happy to hear that, because I know what a big deal foot pain is. Your feet affect everything. Neuropathy is huge. There's so many people in my life have neuropathy. Plantar fasciitis, another huge one. Achilles tendonitis. There are so many things. So in addition to the things that we've already talked about, it also has a compression band built into it right here. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but I love that. When I have them on, you just gives you that nice hug, and that improves your circulation, which we can all use, improved circulation in our feet. This comes up just a little bit like that, and so that protects and supports your heel. And so that's really important. I also like it just kind of putting my socks on. But in addition to that, I like, because there are several of my shoes that kind of dig in at the heel, especially if you have a new pair of sneakers. And this is kind of a cushioned right here that it protects that. And so if you have any of that digging or any pain in the heel, this is going to help that tremendously. So the material itself, you can tell right away, is just, there's a spandex in it for sure, but it is a blend. It is a cotton poly spandex blend. I think it's 80% premium cotton, and then it is 16% poly, and then 4% spandex. These are amazing. These are truly amazing. I love just wearing them, just walking around the house. I wasn't thinking of them when Greg and I first featured that. I wasn't thinking of them with exercise and with just every day. I was just thinking, oh, these are perfect to walk around the house with, especially because of the grip. I got a pair of these for my mom, who has lots of different issues going on, including neuropathy. But she's got hardwood floors that are a little slick, and I could never have her have just regular socks walking around on the hardwood floors. This has such a grip to it. It is a sort of a silicone grip. And that was really important to Donna when she was creating them. So she hit it out of the park. She thought of everything with these. They're so well done. And the price, looks like we have it backwards. So we must have it backwards. So I believe the regular price is $18.50, but with the Grommet discount, it is $14.80. So you are getting that 20% off. And I'll tell you, if you're someone who is interested in getting these for yourself, I would take that 20% and get multiples, because once you try one of them, you're going to want more than one pair for sure. And they come in 3 different colors. And the 3 colors are, there is a navy that you're seeing here. There's a gray, which is just a very light gray, same kind of green grip on the bottom. And then there's black. So pretty simple. I'm very partial to the navy. That's the one. That's my favorite. I think Greg's favorite was the black. And then the gray. All 3 of them are just unisex. They're, hard not to love all of them. So all good choices, and such a great stocking stuffer. If, adults and teens, anybody, I'll tell you what, my kids, teenagers, they're friends. I think we start our kids playing sports so young these days that these kids in high school have such issues with their feet. They're all wearing the orthotics, and it's crazy. And so had I known about these earlier on, I would have made my kids didn't have these issues, but a lot of my friends' kids did. The real athletic phenoms that are, 24 hours a day sports. I would be screaming about these from the rooftops for those kids. And so, any age, it's a must have. So well done, Donna. So happy to be able to feature them again because I have learned so much since the first time I featured them. So I'm happy to be able to share what I've learned because I'm even more impressed than I was then. Okay, we're going to do one more product and then we are going to do the giveaway. So good luck to everybody. We're going to announce the winner in about less than 5 minutes, and then we're going to do another giveaway at the very end. Okay, moving on. This product, I reached out. I kind of stalked the inventor of this product when we first featured it a little while ago, and he ended up winning Product of the Week. Was not a surprise, kind of killed it with the Product of the Week. And so Greg and I did get to have the inventor on with us not too long ago. And so that was a really, really fun one. His name is Alberton. I should know because I talked to him live. And I'm so impressed with him. What an entrepreneur he is, but not just entrepreneur, he's worked in the sleep sort of supplement field for many, many years, and was recognizing that when it comes to sleep aids, of which we all know there are a ton of them, that there was nothing that he felt was giving you a good sleep, but also nurturing your brain in the process. That when you took it or used it or whatever it was, that you woke up feeling amazing and feeling energetic and like ready to take on the day with no grogginess, no any of that. Hard to find. And I'm not a fan of sleep aids because of that. I do on occasion take melatonin when I'm traveling and I'm dealing with the jet lag, and especially when I'm doing my HSN shows, and sometimes they're in the middle of the night and my sleep is just out of whack. I find that melatonin is the only way to get me on a relatively normal sleep schedule. But I have a couple issues with melatonin, and I'll be curious if you guys have the same. So I'd love for you to chime in the chat on this one. So for me, melatonin does work. And when I take it, I take 3 milligrams, and it starts working in about half an hour, 20 to 30 minutes. And I do fall asleep. I feel it kind of coming on and I fall asleep. And then what I find is in the middle of the night, I wake up and then I'm torn. Do I take another one? But then I'm going to be really groggy in the morning. But if I don't take another one, I can't go back to sleep. So I go through this thing in my head, which keeps me up even more. So I really go back and forth on my thoughts about melatonin. But lately in the press, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, there's been sort of a lot of bad press about melatonin, which is unfortunate. But over the past several years, there have been 260,000 childhood poisonings, if you will, with melatonin, where they took too much, had to go to the hospital, difficulty breathing, heart, blood pressure, all of that. 260,000. That's an increase of, I think it was 530% increase. And so that got different medical institutions doing more research to find out what's going on. And, our parents over medicating the kids, that's one issue for sure. But then they started realizing that there are certain side effects to melatonin that not enough people are aware of. And one of those things is that it can worsen depression. That's something that's coming up again and again. So that's news that I think should be spread, because I know a lot of people do deal with depression. And if they're depressed, they might be having trouble sleeping and taking melatonin to solve it, which is just a bad cycle. So that's something else. And then hormonal issues they're finding as well. So because of that, I was so excited to learn about Sleep Fuel, because it has 0 melatonin in it. It is all natural, and it's plant-based. Actually, it's made from 13 botanical ingredients that are sort of powerhouses to help you sleep. And I was actually, if you're looking at the price there, so I was kind of surprised at the price. To me, it seemed a little high for something that I felt like looked like a breath spray, kind of like Banaka. Remember Banaka? Maybe they still have it. I don't know. But this is actually, so I thought it was a little high, but then I thought, well, maybe this is really, really powerful. So I was a little nervous to even try it. And I did try it. They recommend 8 sprays. And so because of that, I took that down. I think I did 4 sprays the first night, and then I Once I saw that that I didn't have to be afraid of it, I inched back. I went inched up, but I'm still only at 6. I don't do the 8. I do 6. But this is what's called nano mist. Maybe you'll see it there. I don't know. Nano mist technology. Oh, it's a very light mint. It actually tastes good. And I spraying it there to show you the mist, but also because I don't want to spray it in my mouth. I might fall asleep on you guys. So anyway, this goes to work in about 15 minutes. So you kind of time it with that, because let me tell you, it will work. And it was my son's birthday not long ago, Jack, who's 22. And one of his gifts was Sleep Fuel. And he just said, "Thanks, Mom. Didn't you think that's kind of a weird gift to get your son for his birthday?" But he's like me, where our brains go, and we're both entrepreneurial, so we're always thinking of ideas. And so I thought he would really appreciate this. Well, he ended up calling me after the first time he used it and said, "Oh my God, that stuff really works. Where do I get more?" So that was a little scary. But why it's not scary is it's not habit forming at all. There's no addictive piece to it. It is all natural. But there's so much research behind this, and he's had independent third-party testing done on the efficacy of this. And what it does, it's, as I mentioned, it's 8 sprays, but you're going to do, what they recommend is either in the cheek or under the tongue. So I do all 3, both cheeks and under the tongue, just to, why not? And that's it. And then within 15 minutes, you will fall asleep. But what is so beautiful about this, that's different than any other sleep aid that I have ever heard of or tried, is that it's designed to work with the flow of your brain from light sleep to deep sleep to REM, rapid eye movement sleep, the deepest of sleep. And so what happens, because it is sort of that slow release throughout the evening, throughout the night, is that you're not waking up like you do with melatonin. Because melatonin, it works right away, but then it's gone and you're waking up. So there's no crash like that. So it sustains itself throughout your sleep. And then when you wake up, no joke, 0 grogginess, and you actually feel like you had the best night's sleep of your life, which I never could say about melatonin. It was kind of like, I have to do this to get myself on the right sleep schedule, and then I'm exhausted. So this is a game changer in the sleep industry. There is a reason that this is more pricey than the typical sleep aids, although there are some that are a lot more pricey than that. But inside of here is a 30-day supply, assuming that you are doing 8 sprays. So it comes out to be about $1.20 per night. $1.20 per night to know that you are having an amazing night's sleep and that you're going to wake up feeling great the next day. I think that is the bargain of, you can't put a price tag on that. And the other thing is that Alberton said, which I thought was really quite smart when we had him on live, is, we're all after a good night's sleep. And so, yes, melatonin can help you sleep, but if you wake up feeling crummy, what's the point? And so his whole goal in creating Sleep Fuel was to create something that would allow you to fall asleep, put you to sleep, but keep you to sleep so that you really do have a good night's sleep. And then when you wake up, you feel ready to just have the best day. And he achieved it, because I will tell you, my son, and then he's got 2 roommates, so they've tried it. They all love it. And I told him he's got to do videos for him, because he could be his publicist. He just thinks it's the best thing ever. Because I think he had the same trouble with melatonin when he didn't like how he felt the next day. So I cannot give this a higher review than I am. Every word that I have said, I have meant. As someone who travels, I appreciate this more than you know. Now, I would not spray this in my mouth if I was going on a short flight. I typically am about 5 hours, because I go from California to Florida, to the East Coast. And so that is about a 5-hour flight. Perfect for that. Because when I wake up, I've gotten a good night's sleep on the plane. And then I wake up when it's time to get off, and I feel great. I don't feel like I typically do when I do a red eye. So I'm in love with it. He knows that. And I just right away, when I knew we were doing a stocking stuffer show, or actually in this case, 3 stocking stuffer shows, I had to have it on. So I stocked him again. Someone's asking if the Geek Key comes with a keychain. It does not, but you could probably make a keychain with the Geek Key. That's how good it is. So don't worry about that. got you covered. Okay. How about those stocking stuffers? Which one is your favorite? Because I'm about to give one away, so I need to know which one your favorites are. But aren't those good? I mean, I love all of them so far because not only are they fun and different and unique, and probably someone opening them doesn't even know what it is, hasn't heard of it, but they're so useful and practical at the same time. They're not tchotchkes that are going to go in the trash after Christmas. These are things they are going to use and probably buy again and again and again. So I'm very excited about them all. And I think for our first, let's see, they're all so good. Tough to pick a favorite. I could not agree with you more. I got to give away a geek key. It's so cool, you guys. I mean, who would think a key could be so cool? But it is. Wait till you try it. Wait till you see it. I feel like it should come in a jewelry box because that's how pretty it is. It really is. We have 3 more products. Then we are going to do another giveaway. But this one is going to be the one that is based on trivia. So I hope you guys are all paying close attention. And I've kind of dropped a few little trivia bombs already. So if you jumped on late, I don't know. Sometimes I do them from information at the end of the show, sometimes in the beginning of the show. You just never know. Okay, this next product is one that I have featured a couple times, and I could not imagine doing a stocking stuffer show without it, especially a stocking stuffer show that is dedicated to adults and teens, although this is not so great for teens, but it is great for adults. This is a wildly, wildly popular product that's been around for quite some time. I am always surprised when people don't know about it. And when they don't know about it, they never believe me when I say that it actually works. But I can always tell that they're curious. So they do end up buying it and trying it. And then they call me and they say, you're right, it did. And I happen to think that this is not only such a fun stocking stuffer, but it is also such a fun hostess gift to bring if you are going to a holiday party, cocktail party, or Christmas event, or what Hanukkah, whatever it is. To bring a little something is always nice. And this to me is just so fitting for an event like that. This is from a company called Pure Wine. And it is a father-son, love a family business. And this is David and Derek who created it. And they've created a few different products around this, but their company is Pure Wine. And both father and son were having an issue that many of you, I believe, probably have, or at least know someone that has the same issue. In fact, a recent study showed that 75% of people have this issue. And the issue is wine intolerance. And what does wine intolerance mean? Well, basically, it's anything from a good old-fashioned hangover, which how many of you, if you have more than one glass of wine, don't feel so hot the next day? Me, especially if I drink white wine. For me, I'm not a white wine drinker. I never feel good after white wine. And even Jen is chiming in, our producer, saying me with, I think there's 26 exclamation points next to hers. But in addition to the good old-fashioned hangover, there's headaches, there's sinus issues that can happen with, just kind of congestion. There is digestion and stomach issues that happen with wine, and the skin flush. I know a few people that have the skin flush issue that happens, so where they just get red when they drink wine, and so they can't drink wine anymore. Well, Derek and David were having that same problem, and they wanted to understand what it was about. Why did they both have it? And what could they, once they understood it, could they create a solution for it? And boy, did they. What they have created, the one I'm going to show you right now, and then I'll tell you that they do have other ones as well. They've created this. And if you're not familiar with it, it is called the Wine Wand. And it looks like a wand, as you can see. Turn to the side, very thin profile. But basically what it is it has a special formula inside, kind of like little tiny beads that are designed to take the thing that causes the 75% of people to have the symptoms that I just described, wine intolerance. There's two reasons that you get it. There's 2 ingredients that cause that. And one of them is histamines. And histamines are in there. Actually, the whole reason is to extend the shelf life. So that's why those are there. And then the other one is sulfites. And so it's those are the culprits. And so David and Derek thought, how can we get rid of those 2 culprits? Then we would be golden. And so that's exactly what the Wine Wand does. So you take a glass of wine, whatever, it could be champagne, it could be white wine, it could be red wine, any grape varietal, and you're basically gonna swirl it around in the glass, like about a 6 to 8 ounce glass of wine. and then you take it out and you're done. And I'm going to show you a video that shows how it works, but it basically acts as like a magnet for sulfites and histamines and removes almost all of them, but it keeps all the good stuff in the wine because we know there are a lot of health benefits to wine. Thank goodness. That's why I drink it, for the health benefits. So it leaves all those in there. The only two things it removes are the histamines and the sulfites. And the other thing that histamines and sulfites do that I never knew is those are also the culprits for wine tasting bitter. If you ever taste bitter wine, it's just not a good taste. So the cheaper wines maybe. And also when wine starts to go bad and it gets sort of a yucky smell, those are the culprits. And so this also helps with both of those things. So people that use pure wine wands say that their wine actually tastes better when they use it, because people were worried, is it going to taste the same? Am I not going to like my wine when I use it? But if anything, I find that it tastes pretty much the same, but other people say that it definitely doesn't taste worse. I can tell you that. But because that bitterness is removed, people like it better, is what we're finding. Okay, so where is my little video? Here it is. And this is showing the wand in action. And as you're seeing, the sulfites and histamines. And so there they are, having a little party in your glass of wine. And when you put that magic wand inside, see how it does just sort of act as a magnet, pulling those out. And there's that perfect glass of wine that is left. So now I know that was an animation, so it's, you have to kind of use your imagination a little bit, but I am telling you, it really works. These are brilliant. And there is a reason that they have sold over 1 million of these. And if you go check out any site that has ever sold them, including their website or, the big ones, they're almost every single review is 5-star. And I love reading the reviews because people that had to swear off of wine because of their wine intolerance are so happy to be drinking wine again. And the other thing I discovered in reading the reviews that I love about it is, if you're someone that doesn't always finish the bottle of wine and you do have some wine left over and it goes, more than 5 days, it starts to not taste so good and you kind of you're supposed to throw it away at that point. But with the wine wand, you're basically taking all the stuff that makes it go bad out, and you're reviving the taste of it. So a bottle that tastes old, if you do the wine wand in it, and they actually have it in the form of sort of an aerator that goes on the top of the bottle, so you pour it and it removes it. So it's like you're having wine that was just corked again. How smart is that? So if you choose to purchase these, the other thing they have is just kind of a cute little bonus, is this actually, after you use it, this turns and comes off. So this, in this case, it's a little heart, but they have a diamond and different things. And you can use it sort of as a wine charm, either on the base of your glass or right on the edge of it, as you're seeing in that picture there. They've got it on the edge. And so you know which glass of wine is yours. So I think that was a little clever add-on there. And they do have gold and they have silver. They have kind of different options as far as that goes. But it is it's a pack of 8 that it comes with. And so they come individually packaged. So what I've done multiple times is I bought a pack of 8, and let's say I'm going to a girls' luncheon or dinner or going to an event at somebody's house, and I pass them out individually, like either put them on everybody's place setting. And it's just kind of it becomes a conversation piece because so many people haven't tried it and they want to learn about it. And yeah, I know we're getting in the chat, people are asking how many times can it be used. I believe they are single use. That's how I've been using it. Let me just make sure, see if it says it on here. You're swirling it in a glass of wine, red or white, 6 ounces. You're doing, that's what the other thing I forgot to mention is you want to do it for about 3 minutes. So you don't need to leave it in there. You're just going to kind of swirl it around for about 3 minutes and then take it out. And I think it is single use. I feel like I would know if it wasn't. But that is a great question. So I will try to find out and let you guys know, because I plan to feature these more often because I think they're such a hit. So many people love these. I want to show you how much of the histamines, and this was from a certified third-party testing lab, that here is the, let's see here. Here's the red wine. So this is after it's used. It shows how much of the histamines are removed and how all of the good stuff is left. So the good stuff is what you're seeing here in red. The gray is the histamines. So look at how much has been removed from using the wand. And then they have the same chart for white wine as well. And that with white wine, I was happy to see that it even removes even more. So I think with white wine, it's up to 90, I think they said 96%. 95% of histamines and sulfites are removed. It's incredible. It is an invention that if you haven't heard of it, if this is your first time finding out about it, you're going to love knowing about it, not only for yourself, but it is the easiest, most fun gift to bring, like just, kind of fun little gift to bring that everybody appreciates and loves. And Jen did look it up, our producer, and she's letting me know that yes, it is single use. So for each glass of wine, you're going to want one. I would be curious to try it on 2 glasses. I'm sure it would make a difference with 2, but we know it for sure makes a difference with 1. So pretty great stocking stuffer, I think. Okay, we're going to move on to yet another product of the week winner. This is our 3rd one, I believe. There might even be 4 tonight. I'm telling you, stocking stuffers are where it's at. And this is another great example of that, something that is so simple. And what Greg and I always talk about, we always find that stocking stuffers are really those things. I'm not stocking stuffers, product of the week winners. It always turns out to be those things that the masses are dealing with, this little annoyance, this problem, and the product typically just solves it in such an easy way and such a clever way. A good example is, we featured cord brick as the first product, and that's, the solving the problem of cords everywhere, tangled, and solves it beautifully. This is another one of those. How many of you cannot stand when you have to find the edge of tape? It is one of the biggest annoyances in my life, is trying to find the edge of the tape. And then when you finally do find it, sometimes half of it comes off and you got to find it again. And it is so stinking frustrating. I can't take it. Hence the reason that Tape Cap, which is our next product, was very easily the product of the week winner. And this was developed by a gentleman named Nathan Pratt. And we got to have Nathan on live as well. And I just adore him. He is someone that it was interesting hearing his story of why and how he created it. When he was in his teenage years, he used to make paper mache sculptures. And if you've ever done that, you use a lot of tape. And so he was masking tape. He was feeling very frustrated, and he thought it's kind of easier way, and maybe there's even a fun way to solve this problem. And I related to that so much because my mom, growing up, she used to make full body paper mache sculptures. So she would have us sit for a long time, and she'd put paper mache all, what I don't even know what it's called, the gauze and the goop all over us. And she'd do half of our body and then do the other half of the body and then glue them together. It was such a childhood memory of mine. And lots of masking tape was used for that. And so I could totally relate to that. And I thought, anyway, so clever that he came up with an invention, and it is called Tape Cap. And you're seeing it right here. So simple, right? And it actually comes in a pack of 3. This is for your 2-inch tape. This is for 1.5 inch tape, and this is for 1-inch tape. Now, I want to specify that this is specifically for painter's tape or masking tape. And so in our house, we do use a lot of both. So I was thrilled about this. I want to show you the video to show you how easy it is, because I don't have masking tape, unfortunately, in my office to be able to show you guys that. So thankfully, I do have a video, and here you go. So easy to use. You're just threading the tape through. A key is, I'm going to show that one more time, because the key to it is, before I show it, is you thread it through. And I love that recommendation of folding the tape in half so you don't, or at least folding the ends so that you don't lose the end of it as you thread it through. And then when you thread it through, you're going to make sure to pull it straight up toward the ceiling and then rip it on the teeth. And when you do it that way, you will get a perfect tear, guaranteed, every single time. So let me watch that one more time, and then you'll see what I mean. Oh, I stopped it there. Threading it through, pulling it straight up, and then down for a perfect even tear. And then so smart that it then stays attached to your tape. So clever, so simple, but so brilliant, and absolutely solves the problem in a perfect way. So I just thought this would be a fun little one, because there's so many people that deal with that problem, and I love little stocking stuffer problem solvers, and this is definitely one of them. Okay, we're going to move on to the last product of the show. And this is a fairly new invention. It has not been out long. It's by a company called Rydia. And I researched the company before we ever featured one of